How can I believe in God when I can't see Him, when I can't touch Him, when I've never heard His voice with my ears, or found His name signed at the bottom of the sky? It's a question so many of us ask, sometimes quietly, sometimes desperately, sometimes angrily, because we live in a world that says, prove it, show it, measure it, explain it, and faith asks us to trust without seeing. So, how can we believe in God without proof? Maybe the answer isn't found in the sky. Maybe it's found in the questions themselves. Where do questions like this even come from? Why do we ache to know what's beyond what we can see? Why do we wonder about purpose, about suffering, about right and wrong, about forever? Animals don't ask these things, only we do. And that alone should tell you something. We are born with a hunger that nothing in this world can fully satisfy. Not money, not pleasure, not power, not even people. There's always this longing for something more, something higher, something deeper. That longing might be the first whisper of God, but still you ask, where is the proof? And maybe the problem is this: we're looking for God in the wrong places. We want lightning bolts, visions in the sky, a voice from the clouds. But what if God is quieter than that? What if He's woven into everything but never shouts over your free will? He doesn't force you to believe. He invites you to look and to listen. Look at the way love heals, the way laughter lifts sorrow, the way music moves your soul with no physical touch. These aren't logical. They're not visible, but they're real. You feel them, just like you feel peace in silence, conviction when no one's watching, hope when everything says you shouldn't have any. That's not chance. That's not just chemistry in your brain. That's the soul remembering where it came from. God doesn't demand that you prove Him. He invites you to find Him in beauty, in brokenness, in stillness, and yes, in your doubt too, because doubt is not the enemy of faith. It's the doorway to it. Think about this. We can't see the wind, but we see its effect. We feel it on our face. We watch trees sway. You don't need to see the wind to know it's real. And maybe God is the same. You see His fingerprints in the things that can't be explained. How a heart heals, how joy returns, how people forgive what should be unforgivable, how we hunger for meaning in a world that insists there is none. That hunger is not weakness. It's evidence. Across every continent, in every generation, humans have reached upward, not because we're ignorant, but because we remember we're not the source of our own story. Even science, the tool we trust for certainty, begins with belief. Belief in order, in laws, in patterns, in the idea that the universe is not just chaos, but structure. But who wrote those laws? Who set the stars in motion and gave your heart the capacity to break when someone you love is gone? Proof isn't always visible. Sometimes it's recognition. Sometimes it's a quiet knowing that this world and your soul were never accidents. You were made on purpose, and your longing for God might be the very sign that He is real. But what about suffering? Why would a real God stay silent when we cry? That's another question. But consider this. Would you rather have a God who fixes everything instantly, but never knows what it means to feel pain? Or a God who entered your world, took on your suffering, and still never gave up on you? Because that's what He did. He didn't stay distant. He came close. He didn't stay untouchable. He became breakable. So you would know you're not alone. Even in the silence, He's there. So how can you believe in God without proof? Maybe start here. Don't look for certainty. Look for presence. Look for the quiet strength that got you through. Look for the voice you heard in your lowest hour, when no one else knew you were breaking. Look for the love that doesn't make sense, but somehow keeps showing up. And when you look long enough, you may find that the proof you needed was already inside you. Faith isn't blindness. It's trust. It's seeing just enough light to take the next step and believing. The rest will be revealed in time. God may not prove Himself the way you expect, but He shows Himself to those who seek. And if you're still asking, still wondering, still aching for more, then you're already on the path. Keep walking. You are not alone.